it's like family now. Like, if you back to see me for like a 4th or 5th time, like, we family, all right? We right here. All right, so today what I want to talk about, matter of fact, before I even get into that, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. Stay tuned. I got a lot of good things that I want to do here. A lot of information. Please take a second to subscribe so that you get a notification whenever I upload some new content. Whatever. All right, cool. With that said, let's talk about motivation. Not even just motivation. Let's talk about motivation and consistency while pursuing our wellness goals, okay? Because we're not just talking about fitness, because fitness is our part of wellness, right? It comes. Like, if you are taking care of your body, you taking care of yourself, like, the fitness part's gonna come, right? You're gonna be sexy. You're gonna be sexy regardless, right? So, but let's talk about this motivation, right? So motivation. What is motivation like? What is the purpose of motivation? Do we always have motivation? No, we do not, right? No, I know I don't. So first and foremost, the way that I deal with a lack of motivation, because sometimes I don't be motivated to do anything. I don't be motivated to get out of bed. I don't be motivated to go to the gym. I don't be motivated to go food prep. I don't be motivated to do none of that. I be motivated to take my ass to sleep and do nothing, right? But me already had this conversation, right? I already let my mind know that these wellness goals are not to be fucked with. Like, they have to happen. They are a no-fail mission. Y'all already know my army people how that goes. Like, first I'm gonna tell you, we got a no-fail mission. What we do, we execute, right? Regardless of how we have to do it, we gonna do it. So the mission's gonna get done. So these wellness, these things that add to my well-being and add to my life are gonna get done, right? They're gonna get done, regardless of how they're gonna get done. So my mind is already set to identify the importance of these things that I'm about to talk about, right? Because it's not just fitness, it's not just eating healthy, and it's definitely not just going to the gym and doing some squats. No, that's definitely not it, right? It's overall all the things that I have to do to make me who I am and to make me feel optimal, right? So, like I said, me already had this conversation. So these things are important. No-fail mission, they have to happen. However, those times when I lack motivation, right? What I do is, as soon as I get that very initial thought, like, okay, there's something that needs to get done. I get up in the morning, right? I'm like, okay, cool. You gotta go to the gym. Like, I don't even think about it. I don't sit there and dwell, like, go back and forth with myself. Like, no. I'm not gonna go back and forth with none of you, including myself. No, not gonna do it, right? So as soon as I get that initial thought, like I said, I don't think about it. I just spring into action. So once you spring into action, if you stop thinking about something and you just move, then it becomes a little bit easier because you're already in movement. My girl Sherelle, right? She said this a long time ago. Not a long time ago. She said it like a few months ago. She made a post. And it's pretty much like she was talking about putting your intentions into action. And that's really what it's all about. You got to put whatever intentions in your head, you got to put it into action. Because once you're moving, you good. That's half the battle, is getting out of your head. Stop letting your brain tell you that the shit is like, or stop letting your brain talk you out of doing things that are good for you. Because that's what your brain is good for. Your brain is good at talking you out of some shit. It ain't gonna talk you out of some negative shit. Some shit that's gonna make you feel temporarily good. It's not gonna talk you out of that. It's gonna talk you out of the things that it perceives to be hard. Like, your brain perceives the gym to be hard. The brain perceives getting up and food prepping to be hard because it just requires too much energy. So anything that requires too much energy, your brain's gonna be like, nah, you good, don't do it. It ain't even worth it, but it is worth it, right? So it's like most of the battle is just between you and your brain. It don't have nothing to do with the fact that you're tired and nothing like that. It's just your brain. Your brain be telling you all types of bullshit. You got to get out of your head and you got to stop thinking about it. And you just got to spring into action. Because think about it like this, right? You like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. And as soon as you get up, if you stop thinking about it and you just spring into action, right? Look at this shit. You got your pants on. Then boom, you got your shirt on. And oh shit, wait a minute now. You got your sneakers on. And guess what? You ready to go to the gym. You dressed. That's half the battle, is getting dressed, right? So once you get dressed, guess what? You start feeling a little motivated. You're like, okay, wait a minute. I like the way these leggings make my ass look. Then you got a little motivation. You take your ass to the gym and boom, there you go. There you go. Right? That's it. And all you had to do was stop thinking about the shit. Stop thinking about it. And just spring into action, right? Like you gotta beat your brain to the punch, right? And if you move fast enough, you're gonna beat your brain to the punch before your brain has a chance to tell you, no, don't do it. It's dangerous. You're already in the gym doing them squats, looking at that ass. So it's also important to come up with contingency plans, right? Contingency plans. Like if one thing fails, what am I gonna do next? So for example, right? You're working late. So okay, got it, right? You're working late. So let's say that you don't have time to prep your food. Okay, so you don't have food with you, or you didn't prep your food. Okay, so what's the next healthiest option? Like what can you do besides go to a fast food restaurant? And and even if you end up at a fast food restaurant, what could I possibly do, right? What could I order so that I don't just throw all my hard work away, right? Like, so you always have options, and you always have ways to minimize the damage, because if you're anything like me, when I go into my ruts where I don't care about nothing, it starts off real small. It starts off like I don't have no lunch, let me go to Burger King, and then that Burger King turns into 2 weeks of eating like absolute crap, and then I don't feel good, my stomach hurts, and I don't like the way this looks, and I got a dimple on my thigh, right? So we don't like that. And so it starts with you getting real creative with just aspects of your life. You can't do something, then figure out a way to get something done. So I said that to say that if you make your wellness important, it's just going to be important. So you're going to find ways to make things happen. You're going to get creative. You're going to be a genius when it comes to, okay, this didn't work. What else can I do? And so all those things build up to become habits. And then once things become a habit, it's like, okay, then we got this, right? Like I said, it's not just about fitness. It's, where do I get time for myself? Where do I get in the time to read my books? And where do I get in the time to practice, meditation? Where do I get the time in to just relax? You have to figure out ways to get the time. Like, don't get consumed by little things. Don't get consumed by, things that just don't matter. And make sure that you're cognizant of the fact that sometimes, like, when we let our brains beat us to the punch and demotivate us, and talk us out of doing things, we create ways to keep ourselves busy so that we're not accountable for not doing those things that we know we should be doing. So you keep yourself busy enough, then you're like, okay, well then, if you keep yourself busy enough, then you'll realize that you'll start rationalizing why you don't do certain things, and you'll start blaming, oh, well, I have too much going on, and the kids and stuff like that. No, that's definitely, like, that approach right there will have you demotivated and will have you, making excuses as to why you don't do the things that are going to help you. Because at the end of the day, this is all to get you to feel better and to, like, raise your vibrations and raise your consciousness and, unlock new levels. Like, these things, these little habits literally unlock new levels. Like, they open up your mind to so many things. And so it's not just about eating healthy, and it's not just about fitness, and it's not just about reading books. All these things come together. And, I already went into the actual work that it takes to get you to new levels. Like, I already talked about it in the last video. That's where it starts. So all this other stuff is just subsequent to that. And so, just keep in mind, like, what it is that you're, like, what are your actual excuses? And you realize that you probably don't even have, like, really good excuses as to why you're not taking care of yourself. Like, you really got to take care of yourself. And so that's where, those are the conversations that you have to have with yourself to make sure that you, and like I said, you don't have to be motivated to get something done. Like, motivation actually is bullshit. Like, motivation is like, okay, so if you have motivation, good. If you don't. So all in all, I hope that everyone stays motivated. And if they don't stay motivated, I hope that they beat their brain and go ahead and, and spring into action. And if you can't spring into action, just really have a conversation with yourself and just remind yourself how important you are to you. Like, you have to be important to you. So if you're important to you, then these things are going to come, they're going to get easier as time goes by. And if you don't, get it all together, like, be patient with yourself. The same way that you're patient with others, you have to be patient with yourself. But the same way that you hold others accountable is the same way that you have to hold yourself accountable. Okay? Like I told you, I don't sit there arguing back and forth with me. I don't sit there arguing with nobody back and forth, and I don't do it with myself. Like, if I got some shit to do, I tell myself we're gonna get it done, and that's it. You just get it done, right? And so that's where, that's how I manage staying motivated. I don't really I'm not always motivated. Like, if you sit there and you look at me and you think, oh my gosh, she's always motivated, that is not the truth. I am not always motivated, but when I'm not motivated, I just have to engage my tactics to get me to the end result, because these things are important to me.